hey there, and welcome to the Ope-Eh Three-Way Pro Wrestling Podcast. No camp. I got a bottle in hand of
Jeez,
some
Donnie, you couldn't fucking do a
sort
worse
of.
thing.
Yeah,
I apologize.
yeah, you're supposed to be my backup here, bro. What the hell?
Nah,
I mean, I'm drinking all the same, but
that was me.
He was double fisting, but it didn't look like he was double fisting beers.
That was big
No,
old
for the
San
love.
Antonio women eating some churros. You ever seen that clip? It's a
Yes.
classic.
Shout out Charles Barkley.
We love Chuck. It's one of the most hilarious things in sports TV. Anyway, sorry.
Anyway, welcome to the Ope Three-Way Podcast. You know, it's a show about wrestling, a show about bullshitting. We're here. This is Pierce. I'm also here with Brandon and Donnie. Brandon, how are you today?
You know what? Thank you for taking that over from me because I was in the mid-sip and that's kind of where I'm at today. It's been one, but hey, episode 53, and I wouldn't be doing it with anyone else rather than you two fellas right about now.
Great.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
What are we on about? What's going on here?
Well, we're going to be
You
talking
got
about
wrestling?
the Clash dans Paris. That's a clash in Paris.
Ah,
I don't know what clash is in
Talking
French.
about some Parisians.
Dans les contrées. I don't know what country is either in French. I'm fucking bad at my French right now. Oh my god.
Francais.
It's supposed to be my
yeah,
second
dude. What the
language.
hell's going on?
Anyways.
Yeah, you're supposed to be like pretty much native.
Yes, very clearly.
What a
Living
shame.
in
There's
downtown
a decent
Toronto,
amount of
I
space.
should be fluent in French. But now we'll be talking about Clash in Paris that happened this past weekend and some subsequent wrestling-related news I'm sure we'll talk about after that discussion based on the happenings. There's some big news that's been happening this week. Pierce, where the hell can they find our information and our content?
As always, if you want to see us talk bullshit, you can follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and you can see the new episodes of the show every Thursday on Spotify and YouTube. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and all that fun stuff.
Hell yeah, we got them all.
Hell, even comment.
Yeah, you can comment.
Talk some shit.
Yeah.
And you can comment.
If we talk too much or not enough about Ring of Honor on any one particular podcast, please let us know. I assume it would go one way over the other, but you never know. So,
yeah. Well, I'm branching off into side benches for that now to kind of vent that little pipe. So, not to rain on your fellas' parade with my love for
we're not going to talk about
defunct 2000s wrestling promotions.
So what you're saying is you're not going to talk about Ring of Honor that much anymore on the show.
I mean, if the situation calls for it, but
I prayed for this and it happened.
Yes! I love that!
If you want to talk about 2010 Ring of Honor, if we do a historical show in the 2010s, I'm all for it. But current Ring of Honor, this is what I think about it.
Oh, well, let's hear it.
It's a direction you can fuck.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
Yeah, it's a little slow on the button. That's okay. But another time that you could potentially talk about it.
But not today, because I got no Ring of Honor.
Oh, fuck.
Hell yeah.
Yeet.
Don't let
2022, we got a small one. 2022, WWE has Clash of the Castle in, I believe, Wales it was. Definitely Drew McIntyre's hometown of Wales, despite being in Scotland.
2022, wasn't that Cardiff?
Cardiff, Wales.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. That's when Solo came through.
But we'll get there when we get there. Don't steal my goddamn thunder.
Oh, like you did? No, never mind. I'm not. No, I'm done. Continue. 2022. Sorry.
So, I'm going to talk about two matches from this show. Number one, Gunther, the Intercontinental Champion, retained in a banger of a meat fest against Sheamus. This was like the defining match of that reign in my eyes. It was so fucking good. Big meaty men slapping meat, and Uncle Dave gave it 5 stars. Absolutely fucking deserving. Check that match out if you haven't.
Was that his first 5-star WWE match? Like, I know he gave some NXT matches 5 stars, but like, was that the first of his like relatively recent reign of 5-star WWE matches?
Cody and Seth, Hell in a Cell, 2 months prior.
That was the first one. I see.
Yep.
Mhm.
Okay.
And that I'm trying to think, is there anything else before that? I don't think so.
I'm gonna look this up while you keep talking, but
But in the main event, it was Roman Reigns defending his undisputed WWE Universal Championship against hometown boy. I'm doing air quotes, can't see it. Drew McIntyre. And beforehand, Drew took out the entire bloodline. So for the first time, it felt like Roman could maybe lose that title. But Roman came to the ring solo, and then he left with Solo because Solo Sikoa debuted on the main roster and helped Roman retain. And then it ended with a weird sing along.
Oh yeah, with Tyson or Fury.
Tyson Fury.
Yeah.
That maybe was not supposed to be on the broadcast, but they just kept rolling for reasons.
Yeah, that was a weird one. Yeah, so I'm just looking at this list. You're right, Cody and Seth was the first one. There's a bunch of them from NXT, but the last 5-star match before that was CM Punk John Cena Money in the Bank 2011.
Which was well deserving. I think the first one that they did before that, if we're talking all of WWE, between since Money in the Bank and Clash in the Castle, I want to say the first 5-star in between that for that, and you could fact check me because you got it up. Andrade versus Johnny Gargano for the NXT title at NXT Takeover Philadelphia.
Hold on,
before the 2017 Rumble.
Hold on, let me check. Let me check. So
I thought we were still talking main roster.
no, he's saying like yeah, there was a long stint. Okay, the next one was yeah, it was. Yep, Takeover Philadelphia, 2018.
Still got it.
Yep, that is correct. Followed shortly thereafter by 2 matches from Takeover New Orleans.
I know them. I know them.
Okay.
The inaugural North American Championship match, which was, I think, a 5 or 6-way ladder match.
It was a
won by Adam Cole.
Oh, sorry, 6-man. 6-man.
It was won by Adam Cole. It had Lars Sullivan.
It did.
Who else did it have? Did it have Ricochet?
It did have Ricochet.
Killian Dane.
It did.
I don't know the last 2. I can't think of them off the top of my head. No, EC3.
EC3, yeah.
And is it somebody obvious that I'm missing?
It's somebody that was canceled.
DREAM is.
Yeah, I mean, he just told you right? It was, but yeah, it is the Velveteen Dream.
Oh yeah, he was definitely canceled. There's a reason I forgot about him. And then the other one was the main event. It was the unsanctioned match between Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa.
That is correct. So,
but we'll jump ahead to 2023, All Out in Chicago, a day after CM Punk was fired from the company.
Yeah.
So very surprising that the crowd did not turn on the show, but
despite the Young Bucks running victory laps in the ring.
Yeah, that wasn't cool of them. That was some bullshit. The original main event was planned to be CM Punk versus Ricky Starks, and instead we got a fucking brutal, also 5-star affair in a strap match between Ricky Starks and Bryan Danielson. Takeshita Konosuke would take his first steps into becoming the alpha that we know him as today, defeating Kenny Omega. And in the main event, Jon Moxley would end the record-setting reign of the international title from beating Orange Cassidy.
Okay. Well, I mean, now that seems like a good time to segue into what All Out 2025 is looking like, because that show just got bumped today.
Yeah.
Right.
And it makes sense that they moved it back because of WWE's practice of counterbooking them with some bullshit.
Well,
it's kind of just getting annoying at this point.
They've been counterbooking now for the last few shows, but they never really put main roster stuff directly against AEW shows. So you see, it's a lot of NXT. Like, it's basically all been NXT stuff that's been booked on the same day. I know they had Evolution and Saturday Night's main events all that one weekend with Double or Nothing, I believe it was. So All in. Okay, sorry, excuse me. But this is the first one where they've actually counterbooked with a main roster show. And, I mean, WWE's not holding back based on what the speculation here is for what this card is. We have only one confirmed match, and we're going to talk about it more as we get to that weekend in a couple weeks. But only one confirmed match right now. Yeah,
expected banger.
Io taking on
Stephanie
Vacquet, not Vacquer.
Vacquet.
For the currently vacant Women's World Championship, but like we're looking at what seemingly a Brock Lesnar first match back on this show, and even more crazy than that, if you
the Usos.
Well, no, okay, so okay, now we're going to the climax. It would be the Usos, then it would be Brock Lesnar, and then
make him Uso crazy.
There were seemingly speculative, confirmed by Fightful Select, return of AJ Lee.
And WWE Shop.
That looked like a bot response, in all honesty. When I saw that definitely looked like a response.
Yeah, I looked into it too. I'm like, yeah, there's no way.
And people are saying, well, why is it such a big deal that AJ Lee's returning? Because it wasn't Stephanie McMahon that started the women's revolution. It was AJ Lee tweeting Stephanie McMahon and saying, give the women a chance. And say what you will, but she was the biggest star in her era. I don't care about the Bellas. I mean, Paige was huge, but AJ Lee left very early in her prime, and coming back now, the only wrestling-esque thing that she's done is heels. And her coming back and wrestling a match with her husband against Seth and Becky is a fucking huge deal.
Yeah, it's astronomical. I'm telling you, when they play the music, if they keep her music and they bring that out and they bring her out, that pop is going to, if there's a roof on the place, it's going to be fucking gone.
Well, you don't think they're going to get the Def Rebel treatment?
I mean, right out the gate, I sure fucking hope not.
Do. Light it up. Do. Do. Light it up. AJ Lee.
I would assume they'll have her old music at least for the first introduction, but then maybe you might see a repurposed version.
Def Rebel 2025 remix, yeah. Some garbage.
But
I think I don't like the counter programming. I think it's stupid. I don't think it's stupid.
I think it's very smart from a business perspective. You might not like it.
It's smart from a business perspective. It's just kind of petty. The AEW is not even near the level of WWE right now. It's not. This isn't 2021, 2022. This is 2025, and they are coming off one of their biggest shows ever in All In. But they also just had a card that could be classified as a stinker in Forbidden Door.
Yeah.
So what's the point?
I mean,
well,
try not to let off the gas pedal. The moment you let off the gas pedal, like something that WCW did, and I'm not saying that would happen here, but you let off the gas pedal, you give them an in, you never know what happens, right? So
right. Yeah, you got to make it fun.
Yeah. So.
Oh, yeah. You just
go ahead, Brandon. Sorry.
No, I was just gonna add a little thing. We're like, all right, you got guys like MJF, and look at the position that AEW. I was reading this thing talking about this guy's like, well, you got to turn Kenny Omega heel again at some point. And it's like, look at the scene, and we talked about this with like Swerve being out, with Will being out. Like, who do you have as legitimate main event faces in AEW right now besides Hangman?
Not many people.
And I don't count Darby Allin in that. Like, as much as they want to try and put Darby Allin up there, like, he is not the same kind of guy that like a Hangman or a Kenny or a Will or a Swerve is. Like, I'm sorry to say it, but
he's an upper mid card, but he's not main event. He hasn't gotten to that main event level yet. And on top of that, from that tweet that you're talking about, they said they need to turn him heel and put him with the Callis family. That just destroys the entire story since the Callis family started.
Did we not talk about last week about how many goddamn people are in that faction anyways? What was it?
Right.
9 or 11? Something like that. Some stupid number.
That was 12.
It's 12 now.
It's a stupid number is what it is.
It's just it's a bad idea.
Yeah.
Well, and ultimately, like, they got to take the guys that they have and they got to work to build them up, because you got a lot of guys sitting around not really doing much of shit, or there's kind of like, middling ho hum. Like, you got to put some gas on this shit. Get the gas on Wardlow, Get the gas on like Hobbs, even like get the gas on the young guys, like the guys who are and the women who you're going to push up in the card when the guys like Aleister Black and Rusev and, you know, eventually probably even Buddy Murphy and Chris Jericho, when they all fly the fucking coop, then you got to be left with something, right? And especially when the guys that you have that you put in your main event scene that aren't those guys get broken and hurt, as they inevitably do, like Will Ospreay did, like Swerve did, like Hangman might at some point. You know what I mean? You just never know. So you got to have these backups, and you got to build up, and you got to build fucking hard.
Yep.
And this pushes for that.
Yeah,
Fully
I would
agree.
agree. Yeah, so I mean, selfishly, I'm not that upset that it got moved because I was supposed to
Makes
help
your life better.
I was supposed to help somebody move that day. Now I don't have to, which saves my back, which is never a bad thing. And then I get to still go home and watch WrestlePalooza afterwards, which, you know, I don't mind watching 2 shows back to back. Marta probably won't want to, but that's her choice. But it'll be a full day of wrestling for me, so I'm not complaining.
Oh yeah.
Anywho,
Yeah.
I just thought that was a good way to segue that, talk about All Out, the news that came out today on that front. So, but that said, we'll pivot back to the intended focus of this podcast, and that is on Clash of Paris. Clash of Paris was this past weekend, August 31st. That was Sunday afternoon in North America time, out of the Palais La Défense Arena in Nanterre, France.
Oh.
So not even in Paris.
And I don't know, like, let me see where Nanterre is. It's a western suburb of Paris, France. So for the
Okay, so in
Toronto
Paris.
listeners, that would probably be like Mississauga, the greater Toronto area, but not actually Toronto. I'm assuming that's what Nanterre would be.
They like
Or
brown
like,
deer.
yeah. Or like the Chicago Bears playing in Arlington Heights or wherever the fuck they're at. I don't.
Yeah. Yeah. So, like, one thing I want to say right away before we get into the specifics of the card, like, I didn't know arenas could get this big. This arena was huge. Like, this
Right.
is a fully indoor, like, no retractable roof or anything like that. So it's a fully enclosed arena, and they had over 30,000 people in for that show, allegedly. But like, the place looked massive.
Right.
Yeah, the largest in Europe.
Yeah.
And the stage was gorgeous.
Yeah, the Eiffel Tower
Oh, yeah.
there and the aesthetics. I mean, I'm always a big fan of the large screens. When they dial them down to those very small screens, it just doesn't feel. I know they're trying to get more people in or maybe make it feel a bit more intimate, but quite frankly, those big screens just really amplify that larger than life feel a lot of the time. So I was a big fan of the set having the big screen again.
Mm-hmm.
But going into the specifics of the card here, there were 6 matches. There was actually a match added. It wasn't like 20 matches added, like some shows might have or might continue to have this coming couple weeks from now. But one extra match was added to the card, so we had 6 matches on the show, and we started off with Roman Reigns defeating Bronson Reed in 22 minutes.
This match and angle took up the first hour of the show.
It did. It did.
It was a long time. That said, it was a good match. It didn't have to be anything more than that. This is the write-off so Roman can go to Street Fighter. I think Bronson still should have won because it would have made more sense if he won and then they wrote Roman off. Because if they were going to do the attack anyway, why not just give Bronson a huge win? It would have made more sense. I liked the part where he just kind of muscled out of the spear and said, "Oh no, big boy, I am the big boy." And it was big on Samoan heritage, which I liked. It would have been cool if maybe the top rope Samoan drop was the finish, because then it could have led in to more of that Samoan heritage. And then Braun Breaker appeared out of nowhere and killed Roman dead.
Well, I mean, yeah, so he came out and he killed him out of nowhere. That wasn't the best spear. That was just the first spear.
That was the first spear.
But before
And then
though, Roman Reigns choked out Paul Heyman.
he did do that.
He did do that.
He assaulted an innocent man.
Still probably in Paris trying to get his breath.
Yeah. So then, he does that initial spear, which looked pretty cool. Maybe the camera wasn't the best on it, but it was still a decent spot. I was dying at how Paul Heyman was getting carried out by the Braun and Bronson crew. His arms out, eyes rolled back in his head, like looking like it was a very comical way for him to get trotted out. And then there was a second spear. And that spear, let me tell you, was a hell of a spear.
Was that the one where if you freeze frame it, then it looks like he's like the vintage Florida Panther logo, where it's like, ah?
Yes, that is exactly the one. And it was probably like close to a 10-foot dive that he made in order to do it. Like it was
was a
very,
very
very
impressive.
impressive.
I'm very impressed with like just how much distance he's covering, and just it still looks so impactful.
23 miles per hour
wild.
as per the t-shirt. Cringe.
Oh, there's a T-shirt that says that. I must have missed that.
Oh god.
They
when he
clocked it
moved
and
the
everything.
ring, we knew this guy was a freak of nature.
Yeah,
So
we don't need a shirt that says he runs at 23 miles per hour to tell us that. We have eyes.
Yeah, they don't need camera tricks or anything like that.
We know he's a freak of nature before that, even because Steiner.
Yeah. But match was fun. Like it was a good match. Like I think these two they worked well together. They gave Bronson a lot of time to shine there. You know, I wouldn't have been shocked if the match only went like 10 to 15 minutes because of, you know, the
I was very surprised it went as long as it did.
echelons of the two talent, like in, you know, wrestling lore, kayfabe, so to speak. So they let Bronson get in a lot. I'm not surprised that Roman won. He hasn't really won a whole lot recently, so to give him something before he goes, like, makes sense to me. And the write-off obviously made sense, knowing that he would be predisposed on Street Fighter. So,
well, and to the point too, right? I feel like if you have Bronson beat Roman clean, it does kind of take focus off of the impactfulness, no pun intended, that you want to put on Braun Breaker and that build up to when Braun's going to eventually, because they're positioning Braun inevitably to be the future of the company, right? And I feel like if you give Bronson a win over Roman, then it kind of puts him in equal tier, which, let's be frank, they're not going to do that with Braun and Bronson. Like Braun's up here, Bronson will be like somewhere around here.
Bronson's ceiling is the World Heavyweight Championship, but Braun's is multiple-time WWE champion.
I'll say that's probably true. On that note, in this point in the game, like, I mean, if you give Bronson a win and then Braun nothing, then you kind of leave Bronson with that W hanging for a while. And I don't think that's what they really want in the big picture when it involves those two men standing next to each other. And then also, like, right, you have Seth as kind of a piece too, who, you know, I mean, then what's he going to do to equal that, right? Like some middling cheap win over CM Punk again. Like it gives Braun a W, a very obvious W that kind of puts him ahead in standing, I would say, for lack of a better, compared to the other two and their more recent accomplishments. But maybe that's just me being weird about it, I guess. I don't know.
No, it makes sense.
But yeah, no, solid match though.
Yeah, and then this led to the segment on Raw where, well, actually, no, go back a little bit more to this. So Jey Uso made the save on Roman, who got taken out. We'll get into that in the subsequent match, but then they also had a spot on Monday where it's seemingly going in the direction of Bronson and Braun versus the Usos. Might be a match at WrestlePalooza.
It makes sense. Even though they did just lose to Jay and Roman at SummerSlam, maybe they get the win over the Usos. I guess we'll talk about that when we get to WrestlePalooza in 2 weeks. But
yeah, I think the inevitable blow off to all this is most likely a War Games match. Like this is very much seemingly going to be the men's War Games match, is the Vision versus some amount of Samoans.
Well, it could be some men and a woman. We could see maybe an intergender one. I doubt it, but it's possible.
I think they'll probably they'll run two matches before they run an intergender one, I would think. I mean, I guess you never know, but
how many War Games matches have featured the Bloodline in some iteration consecutively now? Like 3, 4? Because I figure like even it's been 3.
They had the Bloodline versus Kevin Owens and friends. They had the Bloodline versus who do they have in 2023?
The Brutes, the Brawling Brutes.
Yeah, I think that was Bloodline versus them. We might have to look it up.
And
then
old
24 was Bloodline OGs versus Bloodline Wolfpack.
War Games 2023 was. Oh no, that was the return of. That was not. There was no Bloodline stuff there. My mistake. That I was mixing up Extreme Rules. No, that was the return of CM Punk. Cody Rhodes, Seth Rollins, Jey Uso, Sami Zayn, and Randy Orton beat the Judgment Day.
Against the Judgment Day.
Yep, you're right.
And Drew McIntyre.
Yep, you're right.
Yeah. So.
Yes.
Yeah, that one did.
But it all runs together, man. But yeah, but they definitely. It's like Triple H and Hell in a Cell. Like you trust that there's going to be at least one half of that with a common denominator. But anywho,
you never know. What was match number 2, Don?
It was the Wyatt Six successfully defending their tag team championships by defeating the Street Profits in 13 minutes.
I really enjoyed this match. I'm glad that tag team matches for tag titles are happening on PLEs, even if it's just SmackDown right now. I like that they're kind of leaning into possibly the end of the Street Profits.
Again,
I think they probably ran their course at this point.
Well, we thought that back in 2022 as well when they teased it the last time.
Yeah, and then they turned heel and still worked. But I think they're at their end. I really enjoyed this match. It was very fun. Montez looked great. Angelo Dawkins looked great. The Wyatt Six have some of the best presentation. That France singing their theme was fucking awesome. And I think the right team won, and wherever they go next with the SmackDown tag titles, I'm excited. Brandon, what did you think?
I mean, I really enjoyed it. I like the fact that they're not employing the Freebird rule and they're letting Gacy and Loomis breathe as a team and develop as a team, and they're not just like throwing, fucking Rowan in there or like Uncle Howdy, just for shits and grins.
Fully agree.
Yep.
Like I feel like Rowan has his purpose in the group. Howdy obviously is the leader. Like it shouldn't be. I get like Howdy is kind of like downplaying his leadership role in a sense, even though he very obviously is, and like Rowan being the last member of the original Wyatt family still in the WWE or currently walking is just like he needs to be featured in a very prominent, like he can't be middling around doing tag team stuff with the rest of the boys. Like, it's got to be like Loomis and Gacy coming in teaming. They learn to gel well. They're both very adept performers too. Like they have very like unorthodox kind of, especially Gacy when he's doing handspring elbows and clotheslines and shit like that. Like, I mean, they're both exciting to watch in their own right, and it lends to them gelling well as a tag team, I feel. But all in all, like pertaining to the match, like the match was very good. Like the Street Profits, especially when you talk about them potentially splitting, like Dawkins, big boy flying around, people trying to say he's one of the best big men in WWE right now.
He's much improved. I will say he's much improved because when this talk came around 3 years ago of them splitting up, I would have assumed that Angelo Dawkins would have been a dead man walking if that happened.
Yeah.
He was not impressive, quite frankly. And I think that dialogue really stuck with him because he's noticeably not a secondary character in that tag team anymore.
Right.
And that's kudos to him for, stepping up his game, knowing that he had to, I'm sure he worked just as hard, but just be as, visually impressive as Montez. Which is a very tough feat to conquer, but...
Montez is one of just, as a straight performer, not many people can touch him in the WWE, or in wrestling, for that matter. Like, he has a great look, he has a great moveset, he has the highest frog splash probably ever, and he can talk. He does everything very well. And their tag team, like I said, it's probably run their course. But Angelo has raised his stock. It's not going to be. I don't think there's going to be a Jannetty, for lack of a better term. But I think I think Dawkins as a singles person will probably thrive. I don't think he's going to be world championship, but he will be a good mid-card wrestler.
Yep.
And that's okay.
Yep. I mean, not
Mhm.
everybody can be main event caliber. It is what it is, right? So there's
Mhm.
always roles to fill in any wrestling promotion that don't necessarily coincide with main eventing WrestleMania, you know? So, but I think they both.
If he can get to the point of getting a world title shot, you know, a occasional challenger, great. If he doesn't get there, also great.
Yeah, there'll be plenty of work for
Right.
someone as there's still uniqueness to him. He still does put in good work, so I'm not worried there. And on the Wyatt Six side, real quick, I'm still like okay. So the tag team looking better than their original matches. I'll say that right away. Gacy and Loomis. I remember when we talked about their first match that they had, and it was not the best tag match.
It was lacking.
Yeah, because there was just not a lot of synergy between the two of them. That's what happens when you're on the shelf for at that point it was like 4 to 6 months, right? But
Yeah.
Right.
no, they've really dialed in quite quickly and are being a definitely strong fighting champions. I'm still not sold on the whole like you've got Nikki Cross who's just a character, and you've got Uncle Howdy that's seemingly just a character. Like they're wrestlers, they're not just actors, right? They do need to get in the ring at some point. So I'm
Mhm.
still a bit disappointed that they're not actively performing, not even necessarily week to week, but like seemingly at all.
Well, and
So
especially considering as limited as the SmackDown's women's division is right now, like in both title scenes in the women's US and WWE women's title pictures, I feel like Nikki Cross would be a very easy plug to slide in there. You know
you
what
could
I mean?
easily have
Like,
a feud with Julia for the US title, I think, and
yup.
not
Very easily.
yeah, and not have it be a stretch to do so.
It's tough to do heel versus heel, but it would make sense in that
I don't think
realm.
Nikki's a heel though.
I
Not
would
a
say the
true
Wyatts are
heel.
heels currently.
You think the Wyatts are heels? I don't think they are.
I
I
mean,
mean,
in
they're
this
agents of
match, they
chaos
were
more
the
than anything.
heel.
Yeah, they just kind of exist. And I don't think anything because they attack everybody equally, right? Like they're not they attack bad people, they
Equal
attack good
opportunity
people.
haters.
Yeah, it's my type of people. But yeah, I would like to see them uh, be a bit more engaged as a faction as a whole rather than just accessories to a tag team. My personal opinion, but
Right. Well, look at
um,
how much effort they
what?
put into all of them as individuals, right?
Yeah. Next up, Becky Lynch successfully defended her women's IC title by defeating Nikki Bella in 13 minutes.
I did not like this match.
It wasn't a good match. I don't
Mm-mm.
blame you for not liking it.
There was the spot with the kick that was really mistimed. There was the spot where they were doing the head smashes on the table, and Becky was just giving it a double high five, and it was just. I like that the pin is now a finish, and it's the Lynch pin.
It looked worse
Um,
this time around.
it looked worse here, but I think that's a good idea to give her something like that. It gives her kind of like the Zack Sabre Jr. Not that she's an overly technical wrestler like him, but where she catches you and you can't get out in a pin. I think that's a unique thing in the WWE for her to have. But this match just wasn't it. Nikki was not liked in France,
No, she
and
was not, and that even extended
Mm-mm.
to the next. She was getting booed. Like,
she does not fit in the current WWE. And I know we were just talking about AJ Lee. She would fit in the current WWE because, unlike Nikki grew to be a pretty good wrestler. AJ has always been a very good wrestler. Nikki has never been a very good wrestler. She's been a good at best wrestler.
Yeah, that's a solid assessment. Uh, I took a nap during this match. Literally speaking, I fell asleep. I didn't watch the whole thing through.
it wasn't a
it
good match. Like, I'll call it the way it is. The match was not good, and I don't
I
think
caught
either of them would say
yeah, I caught
otherwise. So
highlights.
that's,
I caught highlights of it, and I mean, from what you fellas both said, it's all true. So it just, yeah, for lack of chemistry, I think. And like you said, I think the crowd probably got to Nikki. I don't think Nikki is like gotten the rust off to a point where she can perform in front of a crowd like that for a title like that with a performer as high of a caliber as Becky Lynch, who's been consistently performing at a high gear for since what, like
Since WrestleMania.
As a returning legend, she does not have the level of influence.
But which WrestleMania? No, she's not Trish Stratus.
No, she doesn't have the same level of influence as Trish Stratus or as Lita and some of the more recent, veteran
And the thing with Trish Stratus and Lita is that even though they're known by the casual fans, they still put in the work and are good fucking wrestlers today.
No, Trish Stratus especially, very impressive in her matches that she's had and her returns.
Nikki may be putting in the work, but it's just not working.
It's not translating.
She's just there.
Yeah, it's not
and
translating.
they have these wrestlers say that she paved the way. This isn't a hot take. Maybe it'll piss some people off. I don't really give a fuck. She didn't pave the way for shit. She didn't.
No, that's all smoke up the ass. Nope. That's all smoke up the ass.
Yeah, I mean,
Io Sky coming up into her.
I would say you paved the way for like
social media.
Social media, awareness
red
of
carpet
women's wrestling outside of wrestling, right? Like Total Bellas was a big deal for what it was at the time. It is unequivocally the most successful non-wrestling show that WWE's ever put out, right? So,
yeah,
like in that way they paved the way, but like for
they're
someone like
trying to make it
to say that she paved the way for her, like, come on, give me a fucking break, man. Like,
Io had been fucking tearing up Japan the entire time Nikki was quote unquote paving the way.
Yeah, she didn't pave the way for Io for shit because Io's always wrestled circles around her. I thought that was a
Io
joke.
is, in my eyes, without a doubt, regardless of gender, the best wrestler in the world currently.
Yeah, most consistent for sure. I'd say that.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. But we're probably not going to get much of Nikki Bella after this. She was still in France for Raw. Didn't really contribute all that much. Guess we'll have to see if she's back on the U.S. shows starting next week.
She'll be more popular there.
I guess.
That's it.
I guess. Next up, in a good old-fashioned Donnybrook, my favorite type of match, no bias. Rusev defeated Sheamus in 20 minutes.
Big meaty man
with a tap, mind you.
Made him tap. Apparently, Michael Cole said it was the second time ever that Sheamus has tapped.
I think the first time was also to Rusev.
May have been.
I thought someone... Did someone say it was Bobby Lashley? I could have sworn someone said Bobby Lashley put him in the Hurt Lock. Maybe it was like during COVID or just prior. And that got him the tap.
No, apparently both times. This website says both times to Rusev.
Because Rusev beat him for his first U.S. title.
Another person says once in 2021 against Bobby Lashley. So there's mixed opinions.
But, the big meaty men slapping meat and a fucking banger.
Oh, hell
this match ruled. It was so fun. They beat the fuck out of each other. I mean, both guys got their licks in. I bid on a few false finishes. That Brogue kick looked like it was the end, and Rusev just got his shoulder up, and then he locked in the accolade. I wish it was the chain-assisted one, because that always looks a little more devastating, but doing it with the broken shillelagh is nice.
Makes more sense for a Donnybrook, admittedly.
Mm.
Yeah, but I mean, I fucking love this match. Up until this point, this was my match of the night.
Yeah,
dude, that spot with Sheamus through the bar scared the shit out of me. I thought he like grazed the back of his head on that frame of the bar when he went through it, and I was expecting like a pool of blood just to come pouring out of the back of Sheamus.
He's had a few of those, like when Braun Breaker speared him and he almost hit his head on the steps that one time.
Scary shit.
It's Sheamus gets close to fucking injury, but he never does. And I mean, Sheamus is 47, 48, and is still putting on some of the best matches in his career.
Balls on the table. with every match. He puts his balls on the table and he demands his opponents to do the same. That's what I really fucking value about the guy. Like, he's just
Don't you
old
mean
school as hell.
his balls on the bar?
Well, I mean, yes. Yeah, sure. We'll go with that. Yeah. But good on him for like taking one for Rusev in this. Like, honestly, I don't know how many other ways this could have gone. Rusev desperately needed this because if he was going to lose this match after all that shit that he was trying to stir with Sheamus, I don't know what they would have done with him. Like, I think this whole return would have been a fucking flop.
Agree.
It's like, what else do you do with it?
I agree. No, it made sense for Rusev to win this one. I mean, at this point, I would say he's probably, considering AJ Styles lost. Don't really know why, but at Raw.
I mean, it makes sense.
I think Rusev's the guy that should beat Dominic now at this point for the IC title.
Yeah, and it should. And no disrespect to Dom, but he should get dominated.
Squash.
He should get absolutely murdered.
It should be a pretty clear destruction there. I think Rusev makes a lot of sense to be an IC title holder for a bit.
Yeah, I have never, and that'd be interesting too, because I don't think I've ever seen Dominic in a match against an opponent who would cause that much devastation on his body. Like, just
his match with Gunther.
Him in the small of the back.
Yeah, he had a match.
Oh yeah, but I mean,
that was a relatively quick one. It wasn't that long.
Yeah, no, like Rusev, I think Rusev is just like one of those guys I feel like would just play with his food a little bit more. You know what I mean? Just for the sake of like the higher power or whatever. He's not the Redeemer anymore, but he alludes to higher power. So there's still some.
For all intents and purposes, he's the Redeemer.
Without being the Redeemer.
But
you don't want to be a direct copy of AEW.
No, right. He's not a one of one.
Wait till he's the Rusev Deemer.
The Rusev Deemer.
Although I would like his old music back.
Well, maybe it'll just be
I deem thee Rusev.
Simple as that.
Yeah, that'd be an easy.
He did win on Rusev Day too. We're not talking about that, but he did win on Rusev Day.
It's true, he did.
Oh God, how could I forget? How negligent of me.
Next match. John Cena defeated Logan Paul in 26 and a half minutes.
Cena has entered another prime, hasn't he? This was my match of the night by a fucking.
I see what you did there.
No, I did not mean it like that. I meant it in like the literal sense because, and I cannot stress this enough. Prime fucking sucks.
Oh, and come on, no.
It's not that
it
bad.
Is so bad.
I've drank it before. I didn't die.
Listen, cherry free is
once too. I had one sips and then I was like, "Yeah, I'm done. This sucks."
What flavor was it?
Orange.
Oh, that's
my
why.
baseline for all sports drinks.
Why would you have orange? It's so boring.
My favorite drink for sports drinks.
Yeah, but it's not really a sports drink in the same way that other sports drinks are. So
it's too sweet. They say there's no sugar, but it's way too sweet. Anyway,
that's fair.
Cena has legitimately entered another prime. He had that absolute banger with Cody, and now him and Logan had an absolute banger. And Cena said in his post match he's doing some moves for these people that have helped pave the way for his career. That's why he hit a Styles Clash. He had an End of Days. He had a Zigzag. I mean, he was just in his bag. And Logan, you may not like him, but he's, like we've said on this cast, he's the most complete professional wrestler in WWE.
Of the year.
I don't know if I go that far, but
he's definitely all around. Donnie, you said it too. All around.
Yeah,
he's an all-around complete professional wrestler. I don't know if I call him wrestler of the year.
His gimmick work is much better. His promo ability is much better. He has delivered on every single match that he's had this year.
Yep.
How could he not?
I mean, I'll say he's not the best at anything he does, but he is great at just about everything.
Yeah, he's not bad at anything.
He's jack of all trades.
No, he's not bad at anything. I can consider, and everybody will say that too. Everybody will go on record and be like, if you want to still talk shit about Logan Paul at this stage in the game, you're just full of hate, which is fine, but you're also wrong.
But don't talk shit about the wrestler.
No, the performance of Logan Paul in the ring on the mic in 2025, I would argue, who could you think as a complete package could be better in WWE right now? Because I mean, like, sure, you could say like Io Sky's had better matches. Maybe Rhea Ripley was also part of both of those matches have had better matches. But like, I don't think they have the character work that Logan Paul does, and Logan Paul has not had a bad match.
Maybe Cody, but Cody did have a bad match at WrestleMania.
Cody had a very bad match at the main events of WrestleMania, right? And
but
Cody hasn't had
tore it down at
matches
some time
at all. Like, he didn't even wrestle from what? The Royal Rumble until Mania?
Yeah, I mean that's more of a critique on Triple H's booking because he doesn't like booking his champions to wrestle that much, which I get. They want them to be like prize fighters, but like, yeah, that's more of a critique on Triple H than
I'm just saying it's hard to evaluate someone as wrestler of the year when they only have like 4 matches to even evaluate. Like, that's like saying Brock Lesnar's match of the year or wrestler of the year just because he won a bunch or whatever, right? And it's never gonna happen. But like, anyways,
all I know is it's not fucking Bandito.
It is not Bandito. Well, I agree.
Go. Don't force my hand now. Listen, you want to celebrate.
Don't mean shit.
You're celebrating too soon. It's more than 2. And consider how long Bandito's been in and out too. And then for him to just, I'm gonna say it, Bandito. He's going in the Ope-Eh Awards 2025. He's my candidate. I'm calling that right now. But I want to say this about Logan Paul because this is what we're talking about, right?
That's a waste of a candidate. It's like
we're talking about Logan Paul right now.
Throw your vote away.
So you guys, that was a great episode.
Big Trouble Ben Bishop then.
That's fine.
We're just giving wasted candidates. No disrespect to Ben Bishop.
Whoa. We will not disrespect either of them.
Listen,
frankly, Bandito's had good matches. I would never put him as wrestler of the year.
We're talking to this guy in October.
Ben Bishop. Shout out to him for breaking the internet with that fucking video of him acting as one of those people that was pushing Rhea Ripley up against the car, which is all fucked up.
Oh god!
Oh, that mess.
People thought it was real, and it was an incredible troll job. So shout out to Big Trouble.
Yeah, it's a little too much trouble, or maybe not enough trouble. Maybe we need more trouble. But Logan Paul, right? So you remember that? Who were the 3 wrestlers that Cena talked about in that pipe bomb that he did when he put Punk to the table? It was Ziggler, or it was Nick Nemeth, right? Saw Logan Paul do the zigzag.
Cesaro.
Claudio.
Yeah.
Yeah, Logan's throwing uppercuts, right? So who was the third one? I'm trying to remember if Paul used his moves.
Zack Ryder, wasn't it?
Wasn't it
Cardona and Claudio? I think it was just those 2.
But he didn't hit Rough Riders, did he?
No, he did not.
Well, yeah, it was Nick Nemeth, Matt Cardona, and Claudio.
Yeah, correct.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was the 3 of them.
Yeah. I was trying to think if he hit a rider move or did anything like that, but
he definitely did not. No.
As his like turn of phrase with reference in that, but that would have been, I would have popped for that if that was actually like 2 out of 3 ain't bad, but I'd have popped for a nice little hat trick there.
Oh, he had a bunch of weird moves he's pulling out in that match. If I could do a code red, it was not a very good code red, admittedly, but like it was a code red.
Not as good as the one he did on Cody, but he still hit it.
Yes.
I will say the one thing that was like kind of off in the match was weirdly Logan's buckshot. Usually he hits it pretty clean, but it was kind of stutter-steppy.
Yeah, he paused. Maybe he lost his balance or whatever. Usually it's a more fluid motion. He didn't nail that one, but
yeah, Cena's a little farther away than his normal buckshot would shoot off.
Yeah.
Are we in agreement that this was match of the night?
Yes.
Yes.
I
had to think about it for a sec. Yes.
Like it was just an incredible wrestling match, and I think Cena has hit a groove, and his last whatever many matches, it's probably going to be 3 or 4, maybe a 5th. I think we're in for just
left. So
I think we're in for just 2015-ish Cena.
I mean,
I almost wish I would have just.
Go ahead.
I almost wish I would have just like shot out for Chicago. I mean, Raw in Milwaukee probably ain't going to be shit on the 8th. But I mean, I feel like with all that's considered and all that's rumored, I feel like we could have definitely.
I texted the chat. Tickets are now relatively okay, so maybe it's worth going that night. So,
What, to Milwaukee or to Chicago?
To Milwaukee, just because I've never been to a Raw, so I think I might go check it out.
Why not? Yeah, I don't know. Milwaukee, we tend to get the scraps, I feel like, especially in this circumstance. John Cena won't come to Milwaukee.
CM Punk will be there, so that's all I need.
Fair enough. Yeah, Logan Paul, Cena match of the night for sure.
Yep, agree. Main event, Fatal 4-Way World Heavyweight Championship. Seth Rollins retains. He defeated CM Punk, Jey Uso, LA Knight in 24.5 minutes with the help of not the people that were banned from the arena, but from his wife, Becky Lynch, who came in, gave CM Punk a low blow when he seemingly had the match won, and Seth gets the win as a result of that.
I did not like that finish. There were some other things I didn't like about this match. I thought overall it was a good match, but I hated that the baby faces, when they were ready to put Rollins through the table, Jay's just like, I'm just gonna kick somebody in the face. Take out the fucking champion. Take him out.
LA Knight cut that in his promo on Monday.
LA Knight was not wrong at all.
And I'm going to go on a little LA Knight tangent here because I've been a bit critical of his matches in the past. This guy's a main event performer.
Yeah.
He was the best wrestler in this match. And I don't think it was particularly close either. LA Knight had a very, very, very strong performance in this match.
Yes.
He's been one of the most improved performers in the past 2 years.
Yep.
He's gotten he was never known as having just good matches. His matches were kind of
they were matches. They were matches that happened, but he
is.
I don't want you to.
Upped his game.
Throw shade at people that are no longer with WWE, but that's the difference between you want to get the attention, you want to get the support of not just people outside the ring, but people in the back too. You put in the work, you do better, and you perform, right? And I think about Gunther when I think about the evolution he made to his physique and his character, coming up to the main roster as someone who's like, you know what? I'm not going to give people a reason to talk shit about me. I'm going to put in the work. LA Knight, same goddamn thing, you know? Rightfully had some criticism towards him over some relatively mediocre matches, trying to do some moves that he maybe shouldn't have been doing. That first few takes he had on those top rope leaps were not good. And I openly said, probably even on this podcast, don't do the move if you can't do it, but nailed it on that one. He's been nailing it consistently. Just very, very impressive performance by him across the board. It just makes him believable to be in that spot.
I know it's probably going to be Sammy, but we should look at LA Knight as a dark horse for the Royal Rumble. And it would make sense.
Yeah.
And
I certainly wouldn't complain.
I mean, I think Jay looks pretty good in this match. I think all of them looked very good. I mean, it's 4 good wrestlers wrestling. But I thought the ending was deflating. I think we were expecting somebody else. Now that we got a potential AJ Lee return, it makes sense. But I think we were thinking Ilya. I think we were thinking Ethan Page. I think we were expecting somebody new to the vision. We did get one, but we didn't expect it to be Becky Lynch.
Yeah.
I think she fits in that group, and her promo on Monday with CM Punk was fucking incredible.
It was very good.
And I'm excited for what they do now. I think I may not have liked the ending at the time, but now that we're a couple days later, I understand it, and it makes sense. Brandon?
I want to say, Marta's my witness. I called Becky Lynch, by the way, because she was like, well, who actually cares about Seth Rollins enough that's on the roster? And I was like, well, it's only Becky Lynch. And so I did call that one. You guys voted for it, but it made sense to me.
It does make sense. And no, you're right. And I mean, I know they did try to set them up together as sort of a unit, or not a unit, like an affiliation, like a few years ago, right, when they were both champions. But for
Baron Corbin giving Becky Lynch an end of days, which was rad as hell.
Oh yeah, that was the first of that kind of thing that happened for a very long time, and like kudos to Becky for willing to be that person to kind of jump on that.
Pierce was hating on it when it got brought up in our group chat, and I was like, brother, that end of days was dope as hell, and then Seth losing his goddamn mind as a result of it was cool as shit. So
right.
Screw you.
That being said, it still sucked.
No.
I mean, that was basically the culmination of it, though, because it peaked at that match, and that match punched up for what it was, and then Brock Lesnar cashed in his Money in the Bank contract.
Yes.
So,
yeah.
Anyway, sorry, Brandon. Go ahead.
Just bad TV. That's all it was.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I thought it was pretty good. I thought this PLE specifically, ending was predictable. I mean, I didn't expect the fourth man to be the man necessarily. Not right out the gate. Like, people are chitting online about, like, oh, well, you know who else might be faking an injury right now to cause a ruse? Oh, one Austin Theory. And, I'm not going to lie, I might have chewed on that a little bit.
Who said that?
You know me. Somebody did. I can't, I can't
you
pull
just say
citations.
It was you. You can say it was you. It's fine.
No, it wasn't. No. That's why I said I chewed. It wasn't me. I wasn't the cook in the
Your
kitchen
alter
for that
ego,
one.
whatever.
But my burner account.
Like, it's very clearly nobody would talk about Austin Theory like that except for you.
Stop trying to make Austin Theory happen. It's like Fetch.
He's injured.
I don't think it was.
You want him to get better.
Seth was injured too, right? Seth was injured too. We bought the ruse until we didn't. So I thought there would have been like some callback to their prior affiliation if that were the case too. But like, if that's how they make him relevant, then hey.
Never gonna be world champ.
Why do you got to say things like why you got to bring that negativity into this camp right now? We're sitting here.
It's not negativity; it's a fact.
We're sitting here talking about this great four-way match.
Fact of life.
Oh, sure, topical. Yeah. Okay, topical. You know what? And it's only topical. Like, that ain't getting past me. That ain't gonna sink down. Nope. I'm gonna keep talking.
I need a dummy button right now. Yeah.
Yeah. Why don't we got a dummy button for this? There should be a dummy button on our soundboard.
Oh God,
we talked about Austin Theory enough. Yeah. Boys, what are we rating this show?
I will say
6.5.
7.
I think I'm at the 7.5.2. I think everything delivered minus the Becky and Nikki match. I think that was just a real down point. But the Cena match, the tag match, the Donnybrook, they all brought it up to a huge level. So I'm going 7.5. And the crowd was fucking great all night. Minus the main event, they got very tired. But
they blew their load on the opener and everything else that transpired.
I go 6.5 because, like, honestly, I don't want to get into too much of a comparison to the other company, but the match quality on this show was not as good as the match quality you see on an AEW show, right? So I can't be critical on AEW shows for a lack of a storyline, which largely they have issues with, but have good matches, and then see a WWE pay-per-view, PLE, where they have okay matches, good matches in some cases, but not really a super invested reason to care, right? Like, you look at this card end to end, Roman Reigns winning, getting written off, as expected. Wyatt Six retaining, okay. Becky Lynch match, ugh. Donnybrook, like, yeah, good match. John Cena, he's doing his retirement tour, but, like, there's no, like, and I know now what we know with, like, what is seemingly going to be AJ Lee makes sense with Becky, but, like, even still, like,
there's no hook.
Yeah,
there's no hook.
At that point, there wasn't a hook, right, for me to say, like, yeah, this is just great storytelling, because it's not. So how can I give it a high score as a result? I think that's pretty hypocritical if I was to do that. So that's where I give it a 6.5. Because the matches were good for WWE standards, but fine as a whole.
Well, and for the fact too that, like, I mean, granted, it's a very recent development, but it is WWE's last PLE on Peacock from the main roster anyway. Yeah, it could have gotten a little bit more of a. And John Cena's last show in Europe too. So, like, I get, like, you want him to kind of be the focus to a degree, right? But I feel like they could have given it a little bit more. But that's why I only gave it a 7.
Shout out to Peacock. I did enjoy the cock. Pause.
Phrasing.
Need a phrasing button and a dummy button. I enjoyed Peacock as a as a platform. They didn't have a lot of like original stuff, but finding the shows is fairly easy. It's not going to be the WWE network. I don't think anything is ever going to touch that.
No.
But wherever I go for my VPN, I hope to enjoy it. So probably Nord. I used Nord earlier in the year and it was fine.
Nord's easy to use.
Nord.
I used it when I was in Asheville to be able to watch WWE pay-per-views.
Also, how about Stephanie McMahon apparently getting in trouble with ESPN's executives for having a fucking VPN ad read on her show?
That's funny.
That's fucking hysterical.
You gotta kind of know better on the optics side of that. Like, maybe the time when you tell your sponsor, we got to park you for a little bit just because of, not the most thoughtful promotion.
Yeah,
it wasn't.
It is damn funny.
Spoiler from Dynamite happening right now. Riho is back and challenging Mercedes Moné.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Oh.
Hell yeah. Well, I'm all for that. That's two really good wrestlers, and that's somebody that can maybe actually make the Moné maker look good because she's so small.
Yeah. I was going to say, yeah, she might actually be able to flip it around.
Yeah.
But that's our show. Another fun show, guys. It's always fun to get together and just talk some shit.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Talk about graps and such.
Yeah, we're off next week,
graps and brutes.
Unfortunately, work commitments are keeping me. I'm on like a work retreat for the first half of the week, and then I fly out to Calgary for a wedding immediately after. So
yeah, we lost almost everything you said there. So
did you?
Get chopped out there, bud.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, editing.
You said I have a work.
That's okay.
Immediately after.
If you want to know what I said, the podcast recording will have it all there perfectly.
Oh.
Yeah,
well,
Canadian overt tech.
Yeah.
So
the advantages of being the recording guy.
Tech Man Don.
Yep. But yeah, we'll be back in 2 weeks to cover all out predictions and WrestlePalooza predictions.
Sure will.
I still think that's a dumb show name for WWE.
Oh, it sure fucking is, but whatever. It is what it is now.
It makes sense for AEW. It would make sense if it was an AEW show. It would make sense. It made sense when it was ECW, but WWE should be like, I don't know, just bring back fucking Great Balls of Fire or something, or No Mercy, or like
Fall Brawl. For
Unforgiven.
The first day of fall.
Go with Unforgiven.
Fall Brawl. It was right there.
Unforgiven.
Yeah. No, at a
that was
time.
a September pay-per-view.
Armageddon.
No, it's December.
They don't get December pay-per-views.
Yeah, Armageddon for AEW.
Yeah.
Because they have to,
they
have to fuck off their slot.
Day. Anyways.
That's it. That's all I got, Don.
I got nothing.
Brandon?
Now I talk my shit.
All right. Well, as always, thanks for stopping in the Ope-Eh 3-Way. Have a beer on us, and we'll see you next time. Have a good night.